Good morning. This is our Friday town hall meeting, and obviously I'm doing this meeting from my kitchen. Unfortunately, I'll just talk about this real briefly. For the last several days, I've actually been experiencing some flu-like symptoms myself. Not to the point where my temperature is over 100 degrees. I haven't had any of the symptoms that are necessarily associated with the coronavirus. But, in consult with the medical director, Dr. Bakken, who is actually my personal physician, we felt it would be better if, for the time being, I stayed at home. He really believes that this is the flu, because there is as much flu going around, unfortunately, in our community as there are these other type of cases. The reality is, one of the things that you would think is, well, why don't I go get tested? As you're hearing in the news, I just simply can't. There aren't enough tests available, and quite honestly, I'm not sick enough to be tested. So that's really a glitch in the system that hopefully can be worked out. So moving on from there, I want to thank. I really want to take the opportunity to thank the staff. I've gotten some feedback from some of the residents on the great job that the staff is doing, and I can't echo that anymore. They really are doing a tremendous job. The leadership of Canterbury Woods, the department heads, the line staff, the nurses, the housekeepers, I could go on and on and on. These folks are working so very, very hard for you. They have their own families. Obviously, they have their own worries. And again, I cannot thank them enough for the tremendous work that they've done this week under very stressful situations. The big issue to talk about today is what I put out a couple of days ago on Wednesday in terms of funneling all visitors and personal care aides in through the front door. I took the feedback that I got from residents, I took the feedback that I got from other parties, and we have decided to do that. So starting at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, all visitors, all personal care aides will have to come through the front door of Canterbury Woods. If they have individual fobs, they simply will not work. So all of the other doors that people may be used to going in, the front doors of the individual communities, the individual neighborhoods will not work. They'll be locked down. You'll be able to go out them, but nobody will be able to come in. So they must come in starting at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. When they come in, they will be temped. There will be signs telling them this is going to happen. If they are greater than 100 degrees, they'll be asked to leave. And this goes for visitors and for personal care aides. Starting at 8 p.m. every evening, there'll be no visitation. So between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. every single day, there will not be any visitation. We will accept personal care aides. However, the front door starting at 8 p.m. will be locked from key fobs. So any personal care aides that have to come in the building need to come in. They need to call maintenance, which is the main desk number, 929-5800. And maintenance will come down, we'll buzz them in, and we'll actually take their temps separately. When people come in, we'll have somebody in Williamsville, they will have somebody right at the front desk separate from the front desk taking their temp. That's what they're going to be doing. It will not be the receptionist. At Gate Circle, because we have the one door, it actually will probably be the receptionist that is taking temps and so on. I want to encourage people. Couple of things. Residents are really doing a great job in self-quarantining. We're certainly seeing that more and more. I absolutely want you to continue doing that. I also want to discourage visitors. If you don't absolutely have to have visitors, tell them not to come to Canterbury Woods. I also want to discourage residents and staff and anybody else from letting personal care aides in some of the doors that will now be unavailable to them. Don't prop doors open. Don't let them in these doors that are unavailable. It's not safe at this point. Not only are you potentially putting yourself at risk, but of course you're potentially putting the rest of the community at risk. So, please, let's make some good choices there. For the residents in Kent and Williamsville, we know this will be a hardship for you, particularly because of having to walk all the way around the building. So for those Kent residents, please, if you're going out, if you have a vehicle that you still drive, find a visitor spot out front of the main desk or the main entrance, and don't hesitate to park your car in a visitor's spot there. There's plenty available at this point because obviously we're not getting a lot of visitors. And then you can come in the front door. We want to make it as convenient as possible. We know this is going to cause some hardship to our residents, particularly those folks that are in Kent, which is the farthest neighborhood away, and some other folks. So we want to work with you. We know it's going to cause some hardships, but we'll continue to work with you. I also encourage you, if this is a concern, if you're vehemently against this, please contact me directly. My email is rwallace, RWALLACE @echa.org. You can email me. I would be happy to call you back and discuss and talk about why you don't like this new procedure, and if we can work with you to make it easier for you, we would certainly be happy to do that. We've identified that there are a number of key fobs out there that people are using that are not residents of Canterbury Woods. We've also identified that there's key fobs out there of residents who are unfortunately deceased at this point. Those key fobs will be turned off. Dawn Wilkes in Williamsville will be contacting those residents who have multiple key fobs that we've identified that probably shouldn't. So you'll be hearing from her today, so that we can, discuss how we're going to turn those off, and that those residents can know that those key fobs are actually being turned off. So I want to reiterate again what I said, because obviously this is a big change. Starting tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., all visitors and all personal care aides must come through the front door of the building. Staff can come through the front door as well. Once they come in the front door, they will be temped, and if they pass the temperature test, then they can enter the building. If not, they will be asked to leave. Starting at 8 p.m. every day, the building will be shut down to visitors, meaning no visitors at all. Even if they have their key fobs or personal care aides or anybody has a key fob, it will not work. Even for residents, if you go out and need to come into the building after 8 p.m., you are going to have to call the maintenance to let you in. Again, no visitors after 8 p.m. The door will be locked. Anybody that wants to come in after 8 p.m. must call the maintenance staff in order to be let in. I'm just going through my notes here. One of the residents, as terms of feedback, actually told me that I need to sit up straight more based upon my town hall meeting on Wednesday. So I'm certainly trying to do that. Everything that I've talked about today via Williamsville applies to Gate Circle as well. The residents there obviously drive in through the underground parking and go right to their rooms, right to their apartments. But for visitors, for personal care aides, they'll be coming in through the front door. That's pretty much the process now. I want to thank everybody in advance for understanding, for your patience. This is another step forward as we continue to work to keep you safe, to keep the staff safe. You see the staff again cleaning, and you see the staff being diligent. We continue to tweak the processes that we put in place, whether it be dining, whether it be housekeeping, whether it be this type of process, as we go. And we're going to continue to do that. We meet on a daily basis, as I said before, to examine what's going well and what are the things that we need to do better. Again, we're in constant contact daily with Erie County Department of Health, with the New York State Department of Health. And so every single day we are taking the information that they give us and we are disseminating that information to our staff. We're working on making things as good as we can for the residents that we serve, both on independent and through our health centers, skilled nursing and assisted living. Sorry if I haven't answered all of your questions today. Oh, I wanted to say that there was no resident council meeting this week. So Mr. Hobart asked me to say that. So I want to put that out there. There probably will be no Canterbury Tales even produced next month, but that's probably yet to be determined. Again, thank everybody. Please don't hesitate to email me with questions. And again, we're going to be doing this on Monday, so if there's any questions that I didn't get a chance to answer, I will certainly try to address those on Monday. Thanks and be safe.